Welcome in, everybody. Happy YouTubers. Good to see you all. All right, there we go. We're going live on TikTok in 3, 2, 1. There we go. We are good to go. Yeah, we are good to go. Welcome in, everybody. How y'all doing? Yeah, we are good. Oops, shit. Hello. How's everybody doing? Forgot my microphone. I think I'm going to cut this one down and use this as my base. What's up, Red Squeak? What's up, Mike? How are you? Put that away. And there we go. All right, we are good to go. I'm doing good. Melissa Louise, thank you for the follow. All right, we're going to take this little bit here. We're going to start melting it in. Get it super hot. I'm doing good, Mike. Joe, how are you? There we go. We have to do a memorial right now. This will be the big 2-inch, though, 2.5-inch memorial. That's why I got the marbles up front. All right, so let's get some color in here first. Grab that, just pop it on there. Grab this one, pop it on there. Hi, Dragonfly. How you doing, Beth? Okay. So we are doing the 2.5-inch memorial marble, which is a chunker. I'm doing good, Dragonfly. We're going to showcase your marble holder now, because we got to do the 2.5-inch marble. So we're going to showcase it. How's everybody doing today anyway? This is, give me a second. This is Pet. I had to remember which one this was. All right, so we're just kind of infusing all the white in here. Then we'll start adding the ash. Hey, Prissy, how are you? There was a bug that just went through the flame. Okay, this one is going to be kind of a... This is going to be a funky one. So this is pink and seafoam green. These are two tough colors to work. They are not the easiest. Okay, so we're doing the 2.5-inch memorial marble. So 2.5 inches is about this size up here. But the pattern will be kind of like that in a spiral. In fact, I'm going to face that right about there. So it's going to have the spiral pattern, but it'll be that size. Good combination of the two. All right, let's mix this ash up here. This is going to be kind of fiery. So this is aqua cremation. And the aqua cremation, it doesn't burn anything off. It's aqua, water. So when that happens, you get a little fire, because there was no fire involved in the cremation process. So we are going to get a little bit of a flame going. Like that. And we're mixing all those cremains in there right now. We're going to use a drill to mix it all. Hi, Jen. Thank you for following. All right, let's mix this up. So this is blending all that white glass with the ash. The reason I use white as a backing for this is it makes the ash actually show up really good. So if someone wants to see it, like this person, then I add the white in there. If they don't want to see it, then I'll incorporate it into a darker color. Oh, I got a flash goal. Let's see what the flash goal is. There we go. If you guys are not following Dragonfly Creation, you guys are missing out. Oh, yeah, definitely have that going. Turn it to Bluetooth. Let's see what my flash goal is. I don't know what it is. Start now. Superfan goal. I don't know what the hell that is. Okay. Said I had a flash goal, but I don't even know where that's at anymore. Oh, there it is. Okay. Start. 27 gifters to send a heart me. Appreciate it. What's up, Red Squeak? How the heck are ya? All right, so we got to mix this white in again. Now I shouldn't be delayed at all. Thank you for the heart knees. Appreciate it. So this is a memorial marble. This will be 2.5 inch sized marble. And then it will have 2 opposing colors, seafoam green and pink. Between the white. Right now I'm mixing the cremains in there. Doing good? Therapy not too long ago? Well, I hope that's going well. Yeah, I hope your therapy is going awesome. Type 1 in the chat if you are doing fantastic today. Tonight. You're driving? Be careful. Yeah, pay attention to the driving. So I'm going to add a little bit more of the ash in there, the cremains. I can see we can add a little bit more. There we go. $11 a.m. There you go. I'm doing good. Yeah, I'm doing absolutely fantastic. Right now I am incorporating the ash from the pet in here. Shouldn't even say pet. This is definitely a dog. All right, there we go. That should be enough. That is a lot of glass all melted together. Let's paper it down. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay. So now we got the white built in here. That contains all the ash in there. Hi, Irish Green. How are you? So next step, I'm going to do the green first. I think I'll incorporate green, then we'll do the pink on the other side. Aria, thank you for the follow. Okay, this thing has to move. It is way out of my way. Give me 1 second. I gotta go down here. This hose is like really causing me a problem. Technical adjustments on the fly. I am working memorial marble. Yeah, we're doing memorial marbles. Well, one. It's a big one. So it's got some size to it. This is a 2.5 inch. We'll bring it over here. Hey, what's up, Lee? How are ya? Thank you for chatting with me. Okay, so next step is going to be bringing it in. We're going to kind of give it a little bit of a flattening. I'm doing really good, Lee. Thank you for asking. We're not going to go too far. Just going to give it a little bit of roundness here. Like that. Right now, I am working on a 2.5 inch memorial marble. So we're building all the colors up for it right now. So the first color is the seafoam green. We got the white that contains the ashes in the middle. And then we'll do pink on the other side. And then we're going to spiral it once we have all the color on there. So we just have to do all the different colors first. Yep, it is glass making, correct. All right, we're going to come through. We're going to add that in there. So this is going to take a minute to build all this green on here because the green is in a small size rod. So it takes forever to get it on. And I'll make it in a big size. So I'm just applying it a little bit at a time. I don't want to trap any air bubbles in here. Definitely don't want any air bubbles. There we go. What are those on the table? Those are just representations of the size. So the bigger marble is the 2.5 inch. And then the small one is the pattern that we're going to be doing in. So that'll be that spiral. The small one is the spiral, but the big one is for size reference. So the small one is actually 2 inches. It's like, well, maybe 1 3/4. And the other one's 2.5 inches. Oh, thank you, Wild Pony. So the difference doesn't sound like a lot, but when you see them together, you can see what that difference is. It's a big, big, crazy fluctuation in size. Oh, thank you. Yeah, the sculpture in the back is kind of fun. That's my fun stuff. So we're coming through, and we're just adding in. How long will it take? This is going to take me probably another 45 minutes, maybe. It's going to be a little while. Yeah, this will have some time on it. And it's a memorial, so it should take a long time. Yep, I saw your message. Hey, little weed, how are ya? Good to see ya. Looks like Chihuly in the back? Kind of. Chihuly didn't invent that style. That is actually Venetian. Sandra, how are you? Yeah. So right now I'm adding this green on here. Only one you knew? No, it's okay. I always reference stuff like that. So Chihuli's actually first big project was Venice. Well, hopefully things get better for you, little wheat. But yeah, his first really big installation was in Venice. Very much inspired by it. All right, so we're going to bring it down here. I'm going to attach this rod here because we have to extend this. So we just have to do a little attachment here. And then we're going to keep extending it. Now this rod will probably have a little crack in it. That's okay, it's normal. Uncle Skin, how are ya? What's up, my friend? Of course, Amy. I love sharing knowledge on here. This is what I like doing. I love live streaming and showing the process. My goal is to be the Bob Ross of glass. That's like one of my idols, Bob Ross. Radona, sorry. No, it's not super expensive per hour. Right now, I am making a memorial marble, so this contains ash from a dog in it. What's up, Mitchell? How are you? So it's a very slow process. Right now, we're building color. The really shiny part is green. The not so shiny part is white. That contains the cremains or the ash in it. Yeah, Bob Ross was freaking amazing. Yeah, absolutely. Dylan, thank you so much for the finger hearts. And there's Fritz. Yeah, Bob Ross was pretty amazing. How much ash do you need? I don't ever use pretty much any more than 2 tablespoons. Yeah, that was my dog. Um, unless I have a monstrous order, a lot of it. Like I have a order that came in, it's 140 marbles. That's going to require more than 2 tablespoons. Yeah, the one that's 140 marbles will be a little bit. Oh, it's not my loss. Thank you, though. I do a lot of memorial marbles for people, places. This one is a facility out of San Diego I work with. They do a lot of pet cremation. Hi, Gail. How are you? Thank you for joining me. Okay, so we're kind of there. This right here is the green on the top. We got the white in the middle. Fritz is a giant schnauzer. You're doing good? Awesome, Gail. Yeah. And then we got to add pink. So pink will go on the other side. Hi, Lucky Lex. How are you? We got Lucky Lex in the house, who if you are not following, you need to follow Lucky Lex and watch her live streams. I know he barks like a hound dog, I know. Yeah, Fritz definitely barks like a hound dog. Okay, here we go. So we got to bring it in. Like that. We'll start kind of flattening it a little bit, not much. And then I got to do the pink on the other side. We're going to add a little bit of width to it. Very slow, nice and coordinated, like that. So now we got the green, the white, then we'll add the pink. This is a memorial marble, Gail. It contains ash from a dog in it. So we incorporated all the ash already, which was in here. In fact, I got to move that out of the way. I'm done. Thank you. What's up, Real Strider? How are you? Fuel costs? Not too much. It's not as expensive as you would think. This torch is super efficient. So yeah, this is a memorial marble. Contains ash from a dog in it. We're going to punty that up right there. And now I'm going to work this side and add the pink. Just got to let it drip for a second and solidify. We're going to bring it out here. Yep, propane. How do you sit in front of the heat? The heat's very focused. I don't feel it really. I'll feel more, hi Kimberly, I'll feel more of the heat from the marble and not the torch. Yeah, I'll feel more of the heat coming off the glass. There we go. All right, we're going to put that off to the side, save it for later, in case we need it. This will be a memorial marble, so it'll be about this size, but it'll be in this pattern. So it's going to have that spirally pattern to it. And that's the key. No, absolutely don't need gloves. In fact, gloves would be a problem. Gloves prevent me from feeling like the glass really well. And unlike metal, glass doesn't transfer heat. Oh, thank you, Nicole. Yeah, so it absolutely does not conduct any heat. So first stage here, we're going to add in this very, very opaque pink. And then for the outer final core of this, we will add a transparent pink on top of the opaque pink. So we'll come through and we'll add a transparent pink on top of this. And then it'll make a really nice end cap on it. Thanks, Nick. God, I can speak. How are you? Eventually I'll learn to speak. This is like my fun time. I love doing this in front of people. Could you want one now? Well, I hope not. If you want a marble, that'd be great, but you don't want to have a memorial. We want your dog living. Or your pet. Nope, hands don't burn at all. We're going to take this here. I'm going to grab the transparent pink. We're going to add it to the end of this rod so I can finish up encapsulating it. And it's all done in stages, tiers, if you will. Grab this one. I don't like that little one. Pop that off. We're going to grab it here. Like that. Then we'll come through. Start incorporating more of it. Yeah, we absolutely sell the marbles. Yep, there's a link in my, click on my profile, there's a link there. Thank you, Red Squeak. Okay, so we are coming through and we're adding in the pink, opaque pink, and then we'll do the transparent pink on top of that. Then we'll blend everything together and turn it to a really nice swirl. Just gonna come through. Here we are. We're looking good. Almost at the tail end of this opaque pink, and then we'll start doing the transparent. We're making memorial marble. So this contains ash from a dog in it. Stu, things are good. What's up? Is it Draken? How are ya? We're making memorial marble. So this is a marble that will have, that does have, not will, has ash from a dog in it. We can incorporate ash from people or pets, any type of pet. And we build it into the glass, and then it's built in there. It's not going anywhere, that's for sure. So yeah, to be roughly 2.5 inches when it's done. This one's probably going to be a little bigger. I can already tell it's got a little more mass than the other one, but bigger isn't so bad. Oh, thank you, Stu. Yeah, a lot of people say that they wish this was, they knew this was possible years ago. That's okay. Now we're getting the word out there. How long does it take to make one? I'll probably have an hour into it. Thank you. Thanks, Draken. Okay, a little bit more. Should have a nice cap on here. So this is the transparent pink. That. A little bit more. Trying to look at the size reference. So the bigger marble on the table is 2.5 inches. The smaller one is about 1 3/4. Now that size difference doesn't sound like much, but when you look at them next to each other, that's what the size difference is. It's a drastic difference. Toxic, how are you? All right, so now we got all this here. Now we just have to blend everything. We have to blend it together. If you have any questions about the process or whatever, let me know. So this is a memorial marble containing ash from a dog. Thank you, Lucky Lex. And it takes a minute to heat all this. In the meantime, we can use the filter. When did I start? Probably... Well, I can tell you in a minute. Trying to see how long the stream's been. 29 minutes ago. All right, so you can see all that fire right now. This is my filter, and this is what filters out all that bright light. See how you can see the marble in there really well? That's what the lenses in my glasses are. So they filter out all that funkiness. So that's how I can see what I'm doing. I can look into the fire and see what's going on in the fire. Yeah, this is 32 years. Yeah, it'll melt down semi into a ball shape. We still have to put a spiral into it. So I'm going to kind of melt it down into what I call the UFO shape. We're going to kind of squish it like a cookie, an Oreo cookie or something. Then I'll pull it out, stretch it, and then when I push it back together, compressing it, it'll create a spiral. How did I start? Oh no, I started because my mom. My mother started glassblowing when I was 2 years old, so I pretty much grew up with it. Yeah, I've been around it pretty much my entire life. All right, so we're going to start working this in a little bit. A little squishy there. And now you can see we compressed it a little. It will be, this one will be this will be a beautiful piece when it's done. Yeah, I don't know the actual lighting parameters, Stu, but makes sense. I don't know what those are, what the actual nanometers is. But I know they do use didymium in a lot of camera photography. Some of it they call like an ND lens or a color enhancing lens. There we go. So now you can see kind of the layers built on here. I have to smush this down a little, so we're going to transfer it one more time. Yeah, I got a tiny little burn last night. Nothing bad. It is heavy, but I'm pretty used to holding this. It's heavy, but I'm very used to it. It's like any job that you have. Like, I don't know how a server can stay on their feet all day serving people with the food. And they're just used to it, both their back and their feet. So you just train your body and your body adapts. Okay, I gotta wait. This is still bendable. That's why I'm waiting here looking like it's taking forever. Yeah, your body absolutely adapts. Yeah, and after 30-something years, you're really adapted. I always tell people when they start, you will feel it. And then you just get better. Yeah, I got a tiny little burn last night. It's okay though. Okay, we got to pull this little chunk off here. This is a little bit of clear, and I don't want it interfering with the green color right there. Like that. If I left that little dot of clear on there, when I go to pull this out, it would be this little streak in there I don't want. Did I finish the bird? Which bird? You mean the bird memorial? Yeah, there's a post of it. I did a post. If I was to start, what would you recommend? I'm not the strongest, to be frank. Recommend for what? Something you wouldn't be able to do. It's actually not that hot in front of me. But if you were going to start, you want to start with the minimal equipment. Yeah, you want to start, you know, minimal equipment, takes about 2,000 to 3,000. Thank you, Red Squeak. Yeah, I like the Christmas ghost. Yeah, we are making a big marble. This is a sphere. And the reason it takes a long time is the center core also has to be hot. So you just can't get the outside hot. It has to be heated all the way to the inside. Yeah, if you're super interested, Toxic, just send me a message and I can get you going where to start. There's a couple good resources out there. But I always tell people the one thing you never want to buy, ever, is a starter kit. Oh, thank you, Red Squeak. Yeah, you never want to buy a starter glassblowing kit. They're a waste of money. I mean, there's stuff in there useful, but I always think that they throw stuff in there that they can't sell. Well, I think that when they start those kits, they put things in their tools that you'll never, ever, ever use. But they put it in the starter kit so they can get rid of it. It's kind of in a kit. Yeah, that's the problem, is you buy these starter kits and they have stuff in there you'll never, ever use. And I think it's just a way for them to kind of get rid of stuff. What's a beginner's torch run? 500? 5 to 900. What's up, Christy? How are you doing, Christy? Yeah, starter torch, you're going to spend between 500 and 1,000, roughly. Thank you so much for the air guy. I love that thing. I need to pop another mold out here. I need to flatten it a little more. That's a lot. Well, the torch will last you a very long time. It's one of your biggest expenses. The kiln will run you a lot too, the actual oven. Those are your two big basic items that are expensive. Hi, Diane. How are you? All right, so we got to really flatten this out a little bit. It's a little too egg-shaped right now. So I grabbed a bigger mold. And it allows me to kind of get it a little bit more like that. And this is what I wanted. This is the shape I want right here. Yeah, the torch I'm using right now is 4,700, roughly. Give or take a few hundred. All right, so now we got pink, transparent pink, opaque pink, white, and green running through here. And this is where we're going to stretch it out, and then we're going to put it back together, and it's going to create a really, really nice spiral. But in order to do that, I got to change the entire direction of how I hold it. So there's one spot. Then I got to remove the second rod out here. Would the kiln work on clay? Yes. Yeah, the ceramic kiln and a glassblowing kiln aren't too much different as far as the mechanics are concerned. Like mine has a digital controller. So some ceramic kilns have what they call our cones. They hit a certain temperature and then the cone pops and it drops it off. And then my kiln, instead of opening from the top, opens from the side. They call it a guillotine door. Where do I buy my glass from? I've got several places. It's whoever's on sale. Yeah. I always look for whoever's got the glass on sale. You know, that's basically it. I know the sizes I want. And as far as colors concerned, you know, same thing. They all run sales at different times. But there's a place called Mountain Glass. There's Lampwork Supply. There's ABR. There's UST Glass. There's like 5 or 6 big ones out there. Bigger companies. Oxygen and propane. All right, I need to straighten this out a little bit. All right, there we go. So now we got, oh, how about I get it centered? So now we got all the colors. We're going to put another rod to the other side. Move this way out of the way. And grab this little guy. Going to attach it. You can, Lucky Lex. You can absolutely do that. Why is a kiln necessary? It takes all the stress out of the glass. Like when I get done with this marble, one end of it is going to be super, super hot. The other end is not going to be hot. And if I let it cool down by itself, the hot end would cool slower than the cool end. And it would create stress in there because they cool at different rates. And it may not crack for a week, may not crack for 10 years, but it will crack. What's a good starter torch? There's 2 that I recommend. I recommend what's called the Glass Torch Technologies, the Lynx, which is that flame right there. It comes with just this flame. And then another one is the Bedlam Bravo. Those 2 are really good. There is another brand out there that's pretty reliable. It's built like a tank called a Carlisle. But it takes a little getting used to, and it can be an oxygen hog. It can definitely consume a lot of oxygen. Yeah, Glass Planet, exactly. All right, so the next step is I'm going to be heating the middle of this section. You can see where the hot spot is. We got to stretch it out. So I'm going to pull this out and about. And then when I push it back together, it will automatically create a spiral. What kind of torch am I using? I'm using the Glass Torch Technologies Kabuki. And I would never, ever, ever recommend it for a beginner. Too much. Pick it up. See that flame right there? Way too big for someone that's not used to it. Yeah, certain glass does heat up at different temperatures. Even, so the glass I'm using is called borosilicate. Common brand is Pyrex. It has one of the higher operating temperatures. The normal glass, like a typical drinking glass out there, like just a normal shot glass, drinking glass, heats up about half the temperature, half the heat. And then you got quartz crystal, which is more durable than the Pyrex. And that requires a lot more heat than I'm using. Yep, it is a chandelier behind me, correct. All right, so I'm going to start pulling this out a little bit. A little bit of a stretch. And you do it very slow. You don't want to do too much. No, I don't make any of those. There's just so many people doing them. I don't feel like there's a need for it for me. I don't have a problem with the industry. I just don't think it's necessary for me to do it. No, lower temperature glasses, again, it's easier to heat up, but it is less forgiving in working with it. Like if you took one of the glass rods from a soft glass and put it in the flame, they tend to like to pop and shatter. So you got to heat it up slow. Is it expensive to start? Expensive is relative to, each person individually. Some people would think it's expensive and some don't. It's about $2,500 to $3,000. All right, so we're stretching this out. See what I was talking about? We brought this out, and it's no longer in that UFO shape. It's more like that. Yeah, it depends. This is a memorial marble. So now we got all the colors running through. You can see those stripes of color right on the side. Now, when I push this back together, it's going to create a cool spiral. And that's what I'm shooting for. We're shooting for a nice spiral. Okay, take it down a little. That. Bobby Joe, thank you for the follow. Click on the tab next to the store, Cassie. That's where the videos are. There's another tab right next to it. Logan, this is 31 years. Christy, thank you for the air dancer. All right. A little bit more heat. We're going to start pushing this together, get that spiral going. You can see it's kind of twisting up right now. Have fun, Mama Steve and Sam. All right, here we go. Bring it down, and again, starting to push it together, and it creates that cool twisty spiral going on. And that's exactly what I want. It's hard to break this, honestly. When you start making it, this particular glass, like working with Pyrex, is more difficult to break. The hardest thing is you might end up with a crack or two from not being used to it, but yeah, breaking it, hard. Okay, so now we got the spiral running through. I don't want too much of it, because as I start pulling it apart, it will start spiraling a little bit more on the ends. Are those considered implosion? No. Implosion is totally different. Yeah. That's an entirely different method. Penthouse Pew on here, PUH, is really fantastic at implosions. Doggos, yeah, they're pretty. It's pretty durable against doggos. I have a giant schnauzer, so it tends to want to go at it too. All right, so we're getting that spiral going at the very end here. Now I am giving it a little twist. We're going to clean it up at the end. We're going to do what's called a termination down there, meaning I'm going to bring everything to a really smooth, cool looking point. I'm going to put this way off to the side because I'm going to need that later. A long time ago, Logan. Not anymore. How am I keeping my hands from burning? Glass does not conduct heat like metal. I got you. Thank you, Draken. Yeah, there's plenty of people out there making that stuff. It's just, you know, no need for me to make it on top of everyone else. Market's actually flooded. Have a good night, Queen Little Wheat. Alright, so now we got that cool spiral going at the end. It's really lumpy right now. We're going to fix all that. We're going to smooth out one side and then put another rod on the smooth side, come back over here and smooth that out. We're just coming out here and getting it all melted in now. Use the second hand to keep it steady for a moment. It is a lot of work. Yeah. But it's worth it. I know it's almost Friday, right? Okay, let's bring it over here. I want to be able to see the center where that termination is. And we're just working it in a little bit at a time. Yeah, solid glass is definitely harder to work for heat. It takes a lot longer. I'm gonna let it gravity drip a little. Am I familiar with Snodgrass? Yeah, of course. All right, and then we just start giving it a little push of shaping. Tiny little pushes. Tiny pushes. We're making memorial marble. You came in at the right time. I'm about a little over halfway through it. I work on weekends, yes. I don't even know what a weekend is. I'm always working. That's okay though. What are the temps in the big kilns? I run my kiln at about 1100 to 1050. Somewhere in there. It's not super hot. Have I made seashells? Yeah, actually. Yeah, I've definitely done seashells. My newest shell is a ring holder, so I did a clam. And then I put a glass pearl in the center so that you could put a ring in there and it'll hold it. So we're getting it nice and rounded out. And again, it's a very slow process. I don't want to ruin my spiral. Am I running liquid? Right now, yes. After I use this liquid tank up, I'll be back on my generator. All right, so yeah, we're just kind of getting that spiral tucked in and making it work. Gravity does 90% of my work for me. All right, so we're going there. Now we got a nice little half spiral going. Do they will? Subs get double points? Wow. Did not know that. Hey, Betty, how are you? Okay, so next step, we're going to go to a much smaller mold right now. And we're going to, this is what helps really shape it. You don't want the marble to fit into a mold. You want it to run around the rim of the graphite tool there. And that's what gets rid of all those little ridges and bumps and everything that's not good with it. Is there a difference in liquid and generated oxygen? Yes. Liquid's going to be a little more pure. Generated's going to be a lot cheaper. All right. Yeah, there's about a 2% difference in generated oxygen versus liquid. Believe it or not, it doesn't sound like a lot, but you can definitely notice it. Okay, now we're going to work this other side that isn't quite done yet. So we're going to bring this out. That. Going to move this way off to the side. I want to keep this handy. Back to it later. We got to pull this little tiny clear section off and get it back to a nice termination. So we're just going to bring it in, grab it, and pull off that little bit of clear. We should have a pretty good termination there. Kind of see it spiraling around. If it's not tight enough, I can always, at the end, kind of give it a little bit of a help. Give it a little push. But now I have to heat the other end up a lot. Okay. And it takes a minute. Now I'm going to come over here because I want to see the very front. I probably am going to have to give it a little helping twist right there. Gonna have to give it a little nudge. I like what I do too, Draken. Thank you. Okay, here we go. Gonna grab it. I'm gonna give it a little bit more of a twist here. Luckily, that's all. No ash in that part. All right, we're looking good now. Now we got to heat it up and just get it, bring it into the mold and smooth everything out. Should be good from here. Should be really, really good. Yeah, it is really good when you love your job. Thank you, Real Strider. Yeah, we are on the tubes if you guys want to join us there too. We are on the tube. Your dad's joke, how are ya? And that one you will get notified on. This is Memorial, Betty, yes. No. No, I don't have any problems with broken stuff like that. Memorials never break. Oh, gotta do my puzzle piece, damn it. Oh, crap. I don't know why TikTok constantly does this. It's really annoying. No, I don't get a lot of broken stuff, especially on a marble. This marble, if it drops, let's say it dropped on a tile floor, it would break your tile floor more than it would the marble. It's super durable. Male drivers throw stuff around. They do. Actually, my biggest problem with male drivers is losing my stuff, not breaking it. It is harder than tile, yeah. Yeah, I have more of a problem with people losing my packages. Been busy with a sore foot, but welcome back. It is a large memorial, yeah. This is the 2.5 inch. This isn't the biggest one, but it's a big one. We just got to work the creases out right now. It's definitely got a big gap in there. I still have to smooth it out. Thank you, Wendy, for the paper crane. Do I have ventilation? Of course I do. If I didn't have ventilation, I wouldn't be breathing. Have I ever seen samurai sword get made? Yes. It's insane. I know, right? Yeah, the Amazon stuff definitely has some issues. Yeah, that's no joke. Yeah, Porch Pirates. I do have a camera. But whenever I ship memorials, they all go signature required. So there's not a chance for a Porch Pirate to get to it. Everything has to go signature. I won't chance a memorial getting stolen. So everything goes signature to and from. So when we receive the ashes, it's signature required. When we ship them out, they're signature required. We're making memorial marble. It's almost done, actually. It's pretty close. I got a couple little creases, but you can see the spiral starting to take place in there. Then we just kind of work out the little tiny imperfections in it. Most expensive thing, I did 2 pieces that were $12,000. Yeah, this I'll definitely do some video of tomorrow. I can show it after it's done, but it won't show all the colors the correct way. I don't like making big expensive projects. I'd rather make smaller ones. Get them into the hands of people that like it. Yeah, 12,000. 2 of them. They were both chandeliers too. One of them was a chandelier that went over a really expensive pool table. I don't remember what kind it was. It was an expensive pool table. And the chandelier had all the pool balls in the light. So every light socket or every light bulb was a pool ball with the numbers and all of that. It was pretty cool. That was a nice project. but getting those numbers in the pool ball was not easy. The number 8 was the biggest pain in the butt. Yeah, I'll show the Christmas ghost again, sure, after I get done with all this. There we go. But yeah, the pool ball chandelier was pretty cool. I think it took me like 7 tries to get the number 8 right, though. Because every time I started to make it, it would kind of warp a little bit. Is the kiln what strikes the color? It can. Some colors are striking and some are not. The kiln is what tempers the glass. That's what prevents it from getting cracked. I don't have any pictures of it. These people were very, 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 very private. I had to literally sign an NDA just to go in and do the installation. That I wouldn't reveal anything in the house. What's up, Joe? How are you? All right, this side is actually very clean and done. So this side is all good to go. Now one last little reversal back to the other side, and this will be good to go. We're going to get Dragonfly's marble holder out. So this is like my favorite tool. Reach back over for this. And then we're going to do what's called a punty on the end of this. This is where it gets very scary. Okay, that's barely attached. So, if it gets bumped around, this marble will fall off. How heavy is that? It's pretty heavy. It's about the weight of like a soda can full. Somewhere around there. I don't know what that weight is, but it's what it feels like, or a beer can, whatever you want to call it. All right, so we're going to come through. We're going to grab this, pull off that little bit of clear where that last rod was attached, clean it up, a little bit more, just a tiny bit left. There. Okay, we're good. Get off. Now you can start to see the colors coming out. It's looking kind of cool. It's got the pinks, the green. Now we just have to work a little bit into it. Get rid of a tiny little crease in here that I can see, and it is good to go. Just a little bit. Thank you, Tess. Okay, we're looking good. I'm gonna smooth that out. It's running pretty good. Last check is on that smaller mold right there. That'll be the last little check of it. The tiny mold. Not tiny, but smaller. TC Hoffman, how are you? Thank you, Jojo. All right, we're looking good. Just bring it in. Yeah, that's dead on perfect. I'm good with that. Thank you, Dandy. I appreciate that. Jay, what's up? I'm having a good... This is a memorial marble. Have a good night, Irish Cream. Thank you for the tiny dang. The only drawback to doing these is the entire bench is hot as heck right now. All right, so now we got the cool spiral on there all the way around. Colors are looking good. There's no bobbles. It's done. Now we just have to get it off the glass rod. Yep, it's someone's doggo ashes. So now we just have to pull it off the stick, right? Grab that. That's why I love this tool. Untap. Gonna leave a little bit. Then smooth that out. That. Now I just have to wait for it to cool for a second before I pop it in there. Someone was asked what the marble would cost. Don't quote me, but I think this one is like $275. I don't know. You'd have to check the site. I can't remember every single price, but yeah, you can definitely see that pink in there. It looks good. Pop it in again. Like that. Sounds about right. Yeah, somewhere around there. I can't remember every single price. Okay, well, everything's on the bench, super hot. I'm going to take a short break. I am coming back for sure. So if you want to come back and follow me for a little bit, I'll be back on tonight. We'll do some Christmas ornaments. But right now, everything on the bench is super hot. I don't want to touch it and get burnt. Yeah, everything's hot. I got to let it cool off for a minute before I do too much. I don't want to grab something and burn. Yep, I'll see you all in just a little bit. Probably about 15-20 minutes. I'll see ya. All right, I'm going to log off there. Thank you. All right, we're good. YouTube, I appreciate it. If you guys want to come back and hang out with me, you're more than welcome to. I'd appreciate it. Can I show the ghost? What do I do with the ghost? Yeah. This is the ghost. I did one with a Santa hat last night. I don't have the other one on hand. But there's the ghost with the Santa hat. But we have the ghost without him. So I'll bring the ghost back out in a little bit. I gotta find one. Yeah, absolutely. So I'll see y'all in just a little bit.